I hope you're doing well today. And today I'll be ranking some of my favorite video games, and actually it's pretty much all the video games I've played, most of them. This video is going to be in a lot of parts because these are going to be like half, like almost retrospectives almost. But most of the games I'm not going to be reviewing the story of, so it's not really retrospectives. And also, not all of these games are very old, so like is retro really the idea? Anyway, um. I'm going to be going through the Pokemon games I've played, including a couple spin-offs, the Zelda games I've played, the Metroid games I've played, the Fire Emblem games I've played, Donkey Kong Country Returns, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, the Ace Attorney games I've played, Hollow Knight and Celeste. Alright, um, get comfortable, unless you're just watching this video. But there are probably going to be, like, it's, it's going to be a lot. But it's going to be nice, because it's nice to finally talk about video games. Anyway, we're starting with Pokemon Emerald. I'll tell you where. You know what? I'll tell you where I put it after I talk about it. Generation 3 is nice. Generation 3 is nice. I like the Hoenn region. Like, the only problem I have with it is that there's just so much water. Water isn't my favorite thing to do in Pokemon. I like the Hoenn region. I like the new Pokemon in Hoenn. I like all the weird gimmicks in the game, like the Pokeblocks and whatever. Technically, I didn't finish this game, so yeah, actually, I'm gonna put it over here. So I guess that's a spoiler. But technically I haven't finished it, but I got pretty far and I really enjoyed my time there. But there's one glaring issue with the Generation 3 games, and that is Generation 3 came before the physical and special split, which happened in Generation 4. And basically, if you don't know what that is, in Generations 1 through 3, let's say you had Fire Punch, right? Fire's Punch is actually a special move. So it calculates damage based on the opponent's special defense instead of the regular defense. It's a special move because, at this point there are only 16 types, not 17 like there are now, because Fairy type wasn't a thing yet. And so, 8 of the types were physical and 8 were special, and all the moves that were that type were physical or special accordingly. So basically, Fire Punch, special. Flamethrower, special. Um, all the other fire moves, all special. Or like Ghost, Shadow Punch, special. Shadow Ball, or physical. Sorry, the Shadow Ball is physical. It messed things up a lot, but either way, I enjoyed Emerald. I thought it was pretty good. Now we're gonna talk about Pokemon Black. That only took 3 minutes. Talk about Emerald only took 3 minutes. I'm a little sad now. I wish I could have talked to it for more. But anyway, Pokemon Black. A lot of people like Unova. A lot of people like Unova. Please don't tell me about how to pronounce Unova. It's pronounced Unova. A lot of people like Unova. And I also like Unova. It's time to talk about Pokemon Black. Because it's a landmark title in the Pokemon series. It really is. The Unova League, the Unova Gym Leaders, it's great. I love how it's pretty balanced. The first gym is the first gym. I keep thinking Charon, but that's Black 2. I'm not gonna talk about the league. The league is good. Change my mind. All right. Um, but I will say one reason I don't play a lot of Pokemon anymore, the regular games. I still play competitive sometimes, but one reason I don't play the regular games so much anymore is because they're really easy. Like I'd say like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and maybe Black 2, White 2 are the only games that are not very easy in the Pokemon series. Official games anyway. Um, Official mainline games, I should say. And that's one of the reasons I think, spoiler alert, I think it's a little unfair how Pokemon Y gets so much X and Y gets so much flack. for being easy because most of the Pokemon games are easy. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon weren't out yet in 2013. Anyway, um, Pokemon Black. Back to Pokemon Black. The Unova, the place is very well constructed. Like the only problem I have with Unova is that there's very little water. You know, like Black 2, you got Marlin. He's the last gym leader. He's water. But Pokemon Black, there isn't really a lot of water, and there aren't a whole lot of water Pokemon if I remember correctly. Um, and that's really one problem with it. One thing that a lot of people don't like about Black and White is that all the Pokemon are new. Like there are no old Pokemon that you can find in Unova, well in Black and White, until you have beaten the league, beaten the Elite Four and the champion. You know, but I don't have a problem with that. I'm fine with that because I like it this way. I like how there are the first four generations, but there's, let's see, when was Black? 2010? That's 14 years. You know, that's pretty much, for video games, that's one or two generations. It's one generation of people. So, like, the adults, they aren't playing Pokemon anymore, probably. So, what do? You want to introduce kids back to your Pokemon game? You make it so that all the new Pokemon are original, you know? Like, or not original, just like copies of the Kanto Pokemon, because people aren't going to know what the Kanto Pokemon are. So what you do is you have a new Machamp, Conkeldurr, you have a new Chansey, which is Audino, you have new starters, obviously. You get what I mean, right? And I respect that decision. I like it a lot. As for the story of Pokemon, like I said, I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You can just read it on Wikipedia. But I like it. I don't think it's as good as Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 because like the whole thing is that whatever the protagonist's name is in Black and White 1, he's supposed to be like the best guy ever, and his heart is pure and all that, as shown with like the Sky Tower, you know, halfway through the game. Um, I'm not a big fan of that. I like protagonists with flaws. I like it when that happens, but eh, it's it's still a good game. You know, I don't enjoy playing through Pokemon games usually, but if I have a speed up button, then I will play through Pokemon Black and White, and I will enjoy it. I will probably play through White instead though, because it has the White Forest, and the White Forest is a lot better than the Black City. Maybe it's the other way around. I don't remember. But Pokemon Black is the one I played first. Um, so I'm gonna put it squarely up here in good. Because I forgot to mention the tiers are my favorites. Good, alright, mad, bad, haven't finished. Haven't finished doesn't mean it's the worst. Hatch tier, it's just, it's all one tier. And, you know, we're going to have other games in different places on the tier. So that's how normal tiers go, too. Anyway, Black, to me, Black 2 is a simple, straight upgrade from Black 1. With a better story, with the whole gets us, with the storyline and everything, with more Pokemon, in my opinion, even a better league of trainers. And you get to see the characters from Black 1, like Cheren and Bianca, they're in the story of Black 2. Because, yes, there are going to be spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, don't watch the video. Sorry, I'm acting really aggressive. I don't mean to. Um, but it has a better story, more characters, more Pokemon. It's just in pretty much everything. Black 2 is better than Black 1. And I think, in fact, Black 2 is the epitome, the pinnacle of Pokemon game design. And for that, it's going in my favorites. Okay, Pokemon Conquest. Time to talk about my favorite spin-off. My second favorite spin-off. Pokemon Conquest, man. You know, if you didn't know this, which you didn't because I've never mentioned it before, Fire Emblem is one of my favorite series ever. One of my favorite, at least my favorite Nintendo series. Um, Now putting Pokemon and Fire Emblem together is a great idea. You know, it's a great idea. I love it. And obviously, Pokemon Conquest is more simple than Fire Emblem, but it also puts some things from Nobunaga's ambition into it, like having the different warriors and things. That's not in Fire Emblem, and the different kingdoms and all that. I think it's really interesting. It's very, very good. Now, the main problem of Pokemon Conquest, the main problem is that after you finish the first part of the game, the first little story arc, you have to go through like I don't even remember how many, like 168 more, something like that. It's 169, I mean, 169 more. And it's interesting, that's not technically a bad idea, but what's bad about it um, is that all of them, almost all of, most of them, kind of follow the same idea or pattern. It's like get 100 new Pokemon or whatever, or like unite Ransei again. Ransei is the name of the region. Unite it again, you know. And it's cool that you get legendaries. I mean, Nobunaga already has a legendary in the beginning. I mean, you can't recruit him, but it's nice to get Arceus. Sorry, Arceus or Arceus. That's what I call it, Arceus. Um, it's that nice that you get Arceus at the end because you get to do the whole thing at the end and all that. But as much as I love Pokemon Conquest, I've always loved it since I first played it. As much as I loved it, I've never finished it because I don't want to go through all those quests. That game is going to take so long. We're going to get to long games in a second. We're going to talk about that in like one or two episodes later. But Pokemon Conquest is not a game I'll ever finish. So it's going right here above Emerald. I think I don't know if I have time to talk about Pokemon Y. So because I have a lot to say about Pokemon Y. So I'll see you in the next episode of this little series thing. I'll see you next. Have a good day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week or day or whatever. Bye.